Hi, I'm Joy Page. I'm the director of our Renewable Energy and Wildlife Policy Shop, and we are here in Washington, D.C., and I'm with my colleague.
Hi, I'm Pasha Feinberg. I'm an analyst on the Renewable Energy and Wildlife team here in D.C.
And we are on our way to go meet some hoary bats and to advance some conservation.
Yeah, we're off to Humboldt County, California.
Yeah, which is basically Southern Oregon, so we got a long way to go.
Hi, we're here in Humboldt County and we're driving to the town of Arcata, where Joy and I are hosting a workshop on bats and wind energy coexistence. So in these workshops, we're looking for ways to get renewable energy that we need without endangering any bat species. So today we're meeting with bat biologists, representatives from the wind energy industry, and staff from federal and state agencies, and we're going to discuss what it will take to create bat-friendly wind energy. And then after this long day in the conference room, we're going to get to the real reason why we've all gathered in Humboldt County. Tonight, we're headed to Humboldt Redwood State Park to meet some hoary bats. It's gonna be amazing. So I'm super excited because the place we're going mist netting is the only place where you can reliably mist net, which is how we catch bats. It's the only place you can reliably catch hoary bats. They're really, really strong flyers and they fly really high, so usually you can't catch them. But because this is such an important place for them where they're swarming and mating, we stand a chance to get several tonight. Mist netting is a way of catching live bats. You string up a super fine net. It's usually like no thicker than a thread because the net has to be so fine that bats can't detect it with their echolocation. And you string them up across wide pathways and streams, anything that might be a flyway. And you haul them up in the air, usually about 24 feet. This one, we're gonna use some triple high ones. And these nets can be up to like about 54 feet across, is the widest ones I've ever used. And you catch bats in them. They're not able to detect those nets as they're foraging, and they get tangled into the net. And then you drop down the net and you very, very carefully, the experts, not me, remove the bats from the net. And then you're able to handle the bat and process it and learn more about it. And in this case, they're going to be putting tags on the bat so that they'll know if they ever recapture them. So it's pretty hard to see, although when it moves you can see a little better. But there is a really fine net, and it goes all the way up to catch bats as they go through, as they forage over the waterway.
So this is a field site that I've been coming to since May, 2007 or something like that. And so at this particular site, so we've been able to do a lot of things with, bats, and because hoary bats are larger, we're able to kind of push the bleeding edge of technology. So use GPS loggers, use geolocators with temperature sensors on those as well. We've experimented a little last year with MODIS-like tags, so long-term radio transmitters that we're able to track and find out that some of the bats that are here in the fall, a lot of them leave. Some of them are overwintering here. We had a base station up there recording bats just passing by all winter long.
Joy and I are being actively mocked because our headlamps are so much cooler than everyone else's.
I know, they're just jealous. Look at that.
This is a bin full of bats. They're all hanging out in little baggies waiting to be processed.
So now we're going to try to tell the difference between two species that are very difficult to tell apart in the hand. One is the Yuma myotis and one is the little brown bat. And to do that, we record the echolocation calls of the bat. And the best way to get a natural call from a bat is to record it as far as possible from the place you release it. But when you try to do that, the bat often flies the way you don't want it to and you get nothing. So first, we make sure that we try to get something by putting it on a little elastic thread noose and flying it around Roger's head like a little lasso.
This is a silver-haired bat. I'm doing a terrible job holding him, but I love him and he's my best friend.
He looks like he's actually enjoying this.
Is he?
We're letting him go.
He's like, no, you're not. Driving home from a late night of mist netting through giant redwood trees.
All right, so we made it back from our tremendous trip in Humboldt County with our bats. I think it went great, Pasha. What do you think?
It was amazing. We met 17 hoary bats and a bunch of other bats, as well as amazing researchers, developers, and agency staff.
So we just like to say thank you for joining us for a day in the life, and we hope to see you again sometime soon on our next adventure.